really fun.
So, one of my favorite bloggers back like 15 years ago when blogs were all the thing, you can't click on it. You have to be off, like click off and then drag it.
That's right.
Nope.
Anyway. I'm just trying to make sure we get number 2. I don't know why we mess with this.
We need Mallory to get us the.
And why the heck are we doing it in the middle of her trying to discuss stuff? That's so rude of me.
It's okay. I can handle it. So anyway, Amanda Jean Nyberg, she is Crazy Mom Quilts, and she had a fun little tutorial. I was gonna make it out of Soft and Stable, and we don't have this book online, but we're gonna try and see if we can get some in. So sorry, but this is something you can figure out yourself.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. I didn't really use. In fact, I don't even know.
It's a good scrap buster too.
I don't even know if I went through and used the instructions. And I was just kidding. I really can't explain it.
I know you can. I'm going to, but I'm going to explain
her reasonings behind
it. So, anyway, I have spent a lot of time trying to get my fabric stash organized.
And you know those scraps.
Yeah, especially
you want
scraps.
to have scraps.
Scraps.
But what do?
I have a big metal cute tub, and I just keep throwing them.
I have a basket near my sewing machine.
I have 2 baskets.
But then it gets full, and then I got to put it. It's like I'm just transferring them everywhere.
How do you manage this? Yeah. So I showed this this book I own to Carillisa, and I was like, make one of these, and she did.
Is that where you turn it over to me?
Yes. Try to find the picture.
So we sewed.
So let's just show this. So I have the book over at my desk, but she has made these cute little quilted storage boxes in all the colors for her scraps.
Isn't that cute? I kind of love it. I did not do everything exactly because, well...
And you can make it whatever size you want.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. This one right here, this one's a decent size. In fact, you know what's crazy? I didn't have enough scraps to finish this.
What?
Because I'm organized, I get rid of my scraps. I've only recently started to actually save them.
I collect fabric.
But I used to
it's my job.
Well, see, I didn't do that until I started working here, and now it's become an issue. Not bad. I'm not going to change it. It's not like it's going to go on my New Year's resolution. It's going to keep happening. But I barely had enough.
Your scraps are though.
So I've got this cute little. I'm going to just bring this down right here.
Back it up a
little bit. This cute little tote box type of a thing. It's not done. So what you're going to do, I will explain. To create this is what I did. You can do it any way you want. But I had some pieces that were already sewn together. And so I just slapped them on my piece. So let's just pretend that this is like 17 by 13. It's like this big piece. And you just want to cover that whole thing. And they call it a quilt slab. For those of you who have never heard about a quilt slab.
I've never heard that.
Quilt slab. Yep. And you're just going to do all that, and then you're going to cut all your sides out after you've quilted it. So this is it's kind of fun that way. But I had a few pieces that were already sewn together, and I just added to them to make them work.
And you did a quilt as you go method?
And I kind of did a quilt as you go method. I sewed this piece together with these extra things so it would be wide enough for the amount of fabric. Then when you do your quilt as you go, or in this case you're just doing your slab, then you just take your piece, make sure it's long enough, and I just sewed it down. Then I get out my little fabric folding pen because
ain't nobody got time to iron.
Ladies, I do not want to get this. The whole purpose of this was to be fast and efficient, and I did not want to get up and down off of my chair. I could have the iron right next to me, but I didn't even want to take that much time. And I'm normally like an iron crazy person, but this works so well. And then you're going to, oh, my little buttons keep snapping.
It's okay.
Then you want to do your next piece, and you can see I've got more length than I need. No biggie. I just laid it down, gave myself a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Then I'm going to fold that back over and just trim off what I don't need. And you just keep building that. If I wanted to have some stripes going this opposite direction, I would then just sew, not on the slab, but I would just sew some strips together and then put the whole slab on and sew it that way. So, yep. So I did that on a great big,
you did really good
slab.
How do you have time to do this?
I didn't really have time, but I did it anyway. You guys, it wasn't the greatest sew job, but
it's so cute.
I kind of wanted to just give it a little bit of, and I told you I didn't have enough fabric scraps to make it unique and different. So like on this one right here, cute. I wanted to keep the same. I had other pink pieces, but this is kind of a peachy pink. So I just took one of my fabric scraps and did the backside of it.
I thought that was turned backwards,
It's
but then
just
I thought
turned
maybe I was
backwards.
crazy.
No.
I was like, did she
Hey
do that
guys,
on purpose?
this is a scrap bag. I can do whatever I want.
You can. I do what I want.
So I did that in a few different places, actually, with a different fabric too, like my polka dot one, and it just keeps it all in the same. This is my crazy person thing.
And you use batting?
And I used batting, and then you can also, in the instructions, to make it nice and stiff, you can use interfacing.
I was going to say fusible fleece.
Yeah, you can use all of that. You can also use something that's more like a thickness of decor fabric.
Like a duck cloth.
Yeah, like a duck cloth. This happens to be an old discontinued Kimberbell tea towel.
Oh, I thought it was
So-
mochi linen.
I know, right? Nah, Kimberbell tea towel. I got a few of those. So that's what I did with
I
those.
made my advent calendar on that.
Oh, you did? So, anyway, if you have something that's a little thicker fabric for the lining, then you can skip the interfacing part.
You could use soft and stable too.
Oh, soft and stable,
That
for
would
sure.
make it a little...
For sure. Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
I
sure
was...
how it would be. It would be okay seaming it, right?
I will be honest. If I were to use... I don't know if I'd want to use soft and stable.
Okay.
Because I felt like that was enough of a seam
That was enough to
already.
get it through.
Now, if you... I mean, I have an industrial machine that would go through all those layers, and if you really want to do that, go for it. I have just used
Oh.
cardboard cut from...
Crumble cookies.
We got crumble cookies this morning, and I looked over and went,
Did you do this at work today?
it's the perfect cardboard. I was going to get a cereal box, and I didn't have it. So when I looked over and saw it, I just took the lid.
And it smells delicious.
It does. So I just cut the box of cookies that's on the counter for everybody to use for that. But anyway, let's just talk about the construction on this just a little bit. You are going to get your
Just
whole
making a box.
big slab of fabric, right? You've got your big slab. You're going to cut whatever size you decided to do. In this particular case, I did 8 by 6 on these. Or no, it was 7.5 by 6. And so I just cut 4 sides out of it. And then I had another slab, which was the bottom. So you're just going to sew right sides together.
Whatever size you want your box to be. 'cause
Whatever, yeah,
you got
whatever you
different
want.
size shelves.
Yep. And then when you go to sew on, do you know I'd never actually done this before?
I have. I don't think it's turned out
Like
well.
I guess I shouldn't say I haven't done it. I've done it, but I've never actually thought about how to do it. So when you go to put the bottom square on, you're going to pin, right? And get all that down. And then I just folded it all down so that that is just tucked under nice and straight. And I started at the end of the fabric and went all the way down. And then just did the same thing here, but just folded it the other direction all the way. So I wasn't sure if I was going to have to stop and give yourself a corner room.
Yeah,
Just sew
it is a Y
all
seam,
the way
But
off.
looks like it worked.
Yeah, just you're only doing 1/4 of an inch, and it's a scrap bag. I don't want to make it complicated. So just sew all the way. So I did that all 4 sides, and voila, you've got your box. Now you do the same thing with the lining. So here's the lining, but I'm going to flip this right sides. We're going to put right sides together.
I was like, how do we do this next part?
How do we do it? How do we do it? Okay, you're
Just
going
like any bag, right?
when I first learned this trick, I thought it was the coolest thing on the planet. And I didn't realize that a lot of people already knew this trick. Oh, it wasn't a new thing. It was just...
She's
Yeah.
not just a pretty face, folks.
Right? Nah,
I keep angling that the wrong way.
you're good. So I'm going to sew this whole box together, but one of the sides on the bottom, this is the bottom of the box, one of those sides you're going to leave open, and that's because that's where the cardboard is going to slide in, because you're going to put cardboard on the bottoms and the sides. But you have...
I'm wondering, like,
Yeah.
bear with me here. If you don't want to turn it, couldn't you just bind the top?
Yes,
Like,
you could.
okay.
You could. So she's saying if you don't want to actually do this step, you could take care of the raw edges by just putting a binding around the top.
Just place them inside each other.
Yeah. But to me, binding's more work.
I love binding.
You do love binding.
It's so weird.
So you're going to sew. Now, today we're not sewing. Jenny's going to help me, and we're going to just
We're
hurry.
going to get jabbed.
We're going to pin and pretend that we're sewing. So just pin them.
Do I get to make a sewing machine noise?
Yeah, go for it. Is that what your sewing machine sounds like?
No. pew, pew, pew. I have one that sounds like a freight train.
How many sewing machines do you have?
6.
6 sewing machines.
7.
I have one, and I'm having a really hard time getting Richard tucked into a second one.
6. I have 6.
Oops, sorry.
Plus, I have one at my desk, but it's not mine.
How many of you actually do this when you're doing projects to pretend you sewed it?
Pew, pew.
Just in case you make a mistake. I have done this so much because I hate unpicking. So I will like pin it like I sewed it. It's kind of dumb. I think it's because I'm too visual. So, and you could serge it. Yes, you could.
Yeah, definitely.
So now that I've gotten all of that in.
Don't poke yourself.
Yeah, you have this hole happening down here, but I'm going to pull out that hole my actual bag. So.
Did I forget our deal of the day on my desk? I'll be right back.
Okay, you following what I'm doing here? I'm sure. Like I said, I thought it was the best trick in the world. I didn't realize so many other people already knew this trick, but I was impressed. So we got that all squared away, and then we're going to just tuck our lining back in. Did you find it?
Yeah,
It's on your computer?
No, they're right here.
Okay. I'm trying to get this all, I don't want you to have
I can't believe you don't have like a completed sample.
I didn't complete it on purpose. I wanted you to be able to see how I put it together.
Well, I was supposed to have the completed one done.
It's true. Or I was going to do the completed one and you were going to do the steps. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I forgive you.
Basically, last night I was like, "You're doing it all," because I have been.
I came up
sewing
to
for
make
3
sure we
days
were going to
straight.
like not do the same thing, and she's like, "Oh yeah, did you know you're going to do it?" It's all good.
She's
So
been begging me to do the demo.
I have.
You have.
I said I would help. I didn't say I had to do it.
No, it's good.
Anyway.
I can share.
I think she should do all of them. But
Oh
she
yeah,
has
we
a
all
lot.
know how good I do at
She
demos.
has a lot. That's true. Maybe I should do them.
She'd at least try it before
Have
she
you
got
heard-
live. I'm like, oh, I got 5 minutes. I can figure this out.
Yeah. Have you heard me try to explain things?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a good idea. Okay. So here
cute.
is our little box.
And not SEW.
SEW. Now you're going to.
Someone's asking us how wide the strips are. I don't know what you mean. It's just scraps. So
Honestly, yeah.
just find a box size you like and
Yeah.
cut your batting
And,
that size.
and I actually cut some of these scraps down just because I wanted it to look nice
a little
and
scrappier.
variated. And I just didn't. I have plenty of blue scraps, but I didn't have a lot of this peachy pink. So I don't know why I picked this for the. But yeah, I thought I had enough.
Yeah, and
So.
I'm not sure if we're going to get this book in stock or come up with our own.
I used 7.5 by 7.5 on the bottom, and then I used 7.5 by 6 for the sides. What I did not do that she has in hers is I did not sew on a little
Thing that has the color.
the little
just that
vinyl. You use the sewing vinyl, like the stuff we
See,
have.
I would
that's
just get little
Kimberbell,
clips and.
and clip it on, so you can sew all that in. But then you have to worry about not
Or
ironing it,
also, I know that this color is pink, so I don't need to label it.
right? Why would... She's so smart.
But if you wanted to use something else, like, yeah.
I have all my little cardboards for my cookie box, and you're going to put all of them in at the same time rather than trying to put them in. And you're going to just go through this hole that you have down in the bottom
So smart.
and get it all turned in there. Nothing's been sewn down. And then from there, you just maneuver all the pieces up onto the sides. So bear with me for just 1 second while I do this. I didn't get a bottom because, well, I ran out of cookie box. And I honestly wasn't going to try to even do the box thing.
You know what you could even do with the bottom is just get a piece of cardboard and hot glue some fabric on it, because I'm a big fan of hot glue, and then just slap it on the bottom.
Guess what?
What? Carilisa's very special.
I think I cut my pieces too big.
She's pretty today.
I
Well,
know.
it's because you pinned it.
I measured. No, the pinning should make a difference. You know
Yeah,
what?
because your seam allowance
Oh,
is...
I know what I did.
Oh.
I used this. No, I didn't. I don't know what I did.
This is like Prairie Point fail.
Oh, great. Oh, great.
We all have a complex now. Kyle's
Yeah, Kyle's worried that she's gonna.
She's apologized to Rebecca probably 100 times.
Yeah, for those of you who are new here and you want to know what we're talking about, go back to last week's 3 at 3s. Ooh, okay, I got 3 sides to work, so just imagine I have the other one. But
It's so cute.
it's kind of nice, and that cardboard puts it in nice and sturdy. Honestly, guys, I've wanted to make these kind of boxes myself rather than buy them at the store. You know, I just keep thinking, this is too easy. There's got to be a way to be able to do this. And hey, Amazon boxes, who doesn't have a million of those?
Yeah. Or like, you know, since we used to take pictures and we don't anymore, so we don't have images to put away in boxes.
Right.
All those old photo keeper boxes.
That's where my scraps are currently.
Honestly, you could just hot glue it.
With fabric? Just
Like, quilt as you go with hot glue.
you could do that too. But I didn't demo that, so I don't recommend it.
No.
Anyway,
Did so good.
that's it. That's it. Way fun, and it was so easy. It took me maybe 2 hours, and half of that was trying to find my
And the other
scraps.
half was her cussing me for, Jenny!
I just had a lot going on last night. It's not a big
I had
deal.
a lot going on this week.
She did too. It's been a busy week. It's been a
But
busy
it's
week.
been a good week. I've only had to really sew for work.
You know
Don't tell people that. They'll be mad at me.
that you don't really sew?
No, that I sewed at work all day.
Well,
Is that even work?
some people would say it is.
That's true.
Some people would say it is. Like maybe if you sewed all day at work, you wouldn't really want to sew at home.
I tried to teach my neighbor once, and she's like, "Oh, I can't do this.
I'm not happy about this.
You just finish it. I'll pay you." I'm like, make
Yeah.